In line with the Women's Month, the Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation recently highlighted the importance of addressing demographic and spatial imbalances in our national system of innovation to fully leverage the potential of women innovators. The hashtag More Than a Woman initiative is a program that aims to upskill and support the scalability of grassroots women innovators in South Africa, providing female entrepreneurs with a platform to connect with like-minded innovators as well as investors in order to share their stories and create new collaborations. For more on this, we're joined by Lungile Maile, who's a beneficiary of this initiative, and Bhavya Srinivasan, who is the program lead for the Place-Based Innovation and Scaling Out for Impact at Global Alliance. Very good evening to you both. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Perhaps Bhavya, let's start with you. It's an exciting initiative. It really sounds amazing and inspirational. What do you aim to achieve with such a program?
Thank you so much for having us, firstly, and I'm so happy to be here with Lungile. I'm really humbled and honored to be sharing the stage with her. I think just to sort of give you a background, Innovate UK Global Alliance Africa, which is a project, is a 6-year funded project by the UK International Development through the Global Challenges and Research Fund and the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office. And really what we're trying to do is connect and collaborate across Kenya, South Africa, and Nigeria, and the UK to really build local innovation ecosystems and enhance UK-Africa collaborations. And in that spirit, what we were trying to achieve is really to say, how do we make innovation more inclusive? And looking at it from the perspective of not just gender, not just women, but going a bit further to say, like, there's a whole sort of economy, almost a parallel economy happening in South Africa. And we started in Gauteng, where we said the townships are not part of this process. Mm-hmm. What do we do to actually highlight these untold stories that are really making an impact locally in these townships where they are benefiting the communities, but no one really gets to see or hear about them? And that's where sort of the idea really came from. Yeah. And we started exploring what this looks like for ourselves.
And one of those people, those innovators, of course, who benefited their communities is Lungile, who also joins us. Lungile, you are one of the winners, having walked away with a rather impressive prize to scale up your business last year. Talk to us about the impact that you have when it comes to socio-economic growth in the township.
Thank you so much, Mpo. Yes, so I run Nubian Smart, and essentially we provide STEM education for early childhood centers in underserved communities. So we're talking your townships and rural areas. And how we do this is through a gamified platform that has offline capabilities, has a progress report, and enables us to advise teachers on which learners are struggling with which parts of the maths curriculum. The impact that the More Than a Woman initiatives has done for us is that it has enabled us to really scale up and reach more learners. Thereby, in essence, getting closer to the dream, which is really driving down and reducing the fact that only 30% of early childhood centers in low-income countries actually have access to adequate STEM education. And the support and the exposure that came with More Than a Woman has been critical in actually getting us to a point whereby we are in more centers within Gauteng, Limpopo, and KwaZulu-Natal.
And what inspired you to get into such a business?
I have a background in manufacturing, and I saw firsthand how automation and the fourth industrial revolution was changing the way in which we work, and most importantly, changing the educational requirements that are needed for operators to go get into the field. And I thought that we needed to find a way to bridge the education gap. And it was important that we start off at the foundation phase. 90% of critical learning occurs within the first 2,000 days of life. So it doesn't make sense that at that level, we are not leveraging initiatives in order to ensure that the children are supported in order to fully interact with STEM education being science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics.
That's incredible. What an inspirational story. Bhavya, As Lungile speaks about her story, and of course a story that was so impactful, it won her a prize. Why was it so important to focus on women in the townships with this initiative?
I think for us, focusing on women innovators in South Africa as township economies is crucial for several reasons, right? Townships often represent areas that have untapped potential, where traditional barriers to entry for business and innovation are potentially higher, but it's just untapped. And women in these communities sort of face additional challenges in addition to just the normal challenges that you face as a woman in this space, whereby you have limited access to resource, to education, to funding. And really by targeting these innovators through the More Than a Woman initiative, we sought out to break down some of those barriers in trying to really sort of bring in and promote inclusivity and really drive economic growth at that sort of township women entrepreneurship level. And empowering women in townships can lead to sustainable developments, to job creation, and to equitable development of wealth, etc. And you see it through the 4 amazing women that we've worked with. And Lungile's story just is one of those.
Yeah. In your efforts to empower women, I mean, I would imagine that the program has a lot of, courses and skills to ensure that there is a foundation to really work on, to upskill and encourage the women to really have an impact in their businesses. What did this course cover? What were some of the focal areas of the program? Bhavya, that's for you. Sorry.
It wasn't a traditional sort of Yes, it wasn't quite a traditional course as you might have heard, like a normal accelerator program. It was built and designed almost together with the women as we went through the process. So it really focused on entrepreneurial skills using what we call an innovation canvas. That's a Innovate UK tool that we have developed over the years of our work here in the UK. And it really helps sort of identify and walk the journey with the innovator, as opposed to us predicting or guessing what the innovator needs, right? And then the other 2 skills, I think, was more on building on their confidence to be able to actually understand and find their story and to be able to tell their story authentically.
Yeah.
And the third was really to do to help them with the networking element, and we really didn't have to do much. Their story spoke for itself, and we just sort of created that platform to connect with the right people.
Lungile, how did you hear about this More Than a Woman initiative, and what inspired you to apply and be a part of it?
I found the application, the call was on Facebook, if I'm not mistaken. It was on social media pages. And they were looking for grassroots innovators. And in essence, what the program promised was something that we were struggling with last year, around how do we share our story. As a business, we not only have the gamified learning platform, but we also offer coding, robotics, arts, and cooking workshops to the schools that license our platform. And for us, that was how do we match these 2 together in order to share exactly why it is we are doing what we are doing, and what it is that we want to see out of it, and how do we generate revenue out of having decided to do this whole holistic approach in terms of STEM education. And I applied and got through, went through, I think it was possibly 6 weeks of learning. We went into workshops, we crafted our story. We then went through a process whereby we were filmed and shared our story, not just because we are women innovators, but because we are women, we are mothers, we belong to a community. And being a woman is just more than just what you do in terms of the business side of things. It's also you being a mother, it's you being a community leader. So I love that aspect about the program.
Bhavya, very quickly before we wrap things up, what is the criteria used to select the participants, and how do others who may be sitting at home watching and thinking, I can definitely make a difference, how do they get in touch with you and become part of the next round?
Yeah, so the call for innovators is out, and we've actually just extended our closing date to be on Women's Day. So the call is ending this Friday, ladies. So start applying. You'll find the call on our website, which is Innovate UK Business Connect. Or if you type in to Google hashtag more than a woman and you put Innovate UK next to it, you will see the call for stories show up. In terms of criteria, it's very simple. We're looking for women innovators offering novel and interesting competitive solutions, services, products in the South African market. We want to hear from you. We're looking for inspiring women who are part of or benefiting the township economy. That's our only requirement in South Africa. But there's also a call that's going wider. We're looking for women also in Nigeria and Kenya, and you'll find that information on our website.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Very inspirational. Thank you so much. All the best to you, Lungile, and Bhavya. Thank you for your time.